knew I had to tell his story in a song, because it was clear that he was feeling it, even though I thought I was doing a very good job of being like, everything's fine, like, you know. But I also knew I wasn't being as present, I was present, like, in real life, but, like, just wasn't really there. I was just so consumed by so many things, to be honest with you, so many different feelings. And he plucked up the courage to very articulately say to me, you're basically a ghost. Like, you might as well not be here. Like, when he said, I can't see you. And I'm like, what kind of poet is that? Like, but for him, to be little and say, I can't see you to my face, broke my heart. And I just, it's definitely one of the things I was most scared of when, I left, I didn't leave our family, but left that structure, was just like, what if he hates me forever? And it didn't take him long to ask me why we weren't together. And, I said, I left, it wasn't your dad and stuff like that. And it's a lot for him, like, and I just feel like him sticking with me, not asking to not stay at my house, not asking to not spend time with me, still always saying, sis, I don't want to go see my mum now, like, stuff like that, meant that he was being my friend and he had some empathy for me. So I really felt like that side of his story, but through myself, I can't tell his story actually for him. Yeah, but I can speak about where he was finding himself in it, and it was really, really beautiful. And while I was writing it, I just remember thinking of any child that's been through divorce, or any person that has been through a divorce themselves, or anyone that wants to leave a relationship and never will, or I thought about all of them, because my divorce really humanized my parents for me, and that song, writing it, made me just be like, kind of get over things that my own parents did or didn't do for me. Like, and we all have our own expectations of our parents. Once we become a parent ourselves, I feel like we tend to be like, oh, they did a shit job. But in reality, it's fucking hard. At first, and then you're like, Jesus. Yeah, of course. It was just, I feel like it was important for me to tell Angelo's story. Yeah. And be like, it was hard. I know I wasn't doing a very good job at the most wild moment of his life, probably. I mean, first of all, the music and the accompaniment, and I knew I wanted to go in and rap. I didn't know what I wanted the song to sound like, and then I just started doing these oohs alongside some chords to the piano, and Greg was that sort of quarter, and they just started taking shape. Yeah, I mean, it's so beautifully created that when you hear the voice notes, which are so, at times, so heartbreaking. I mean, that last couple of minutes at the end, that was just like, someone who obviously, I mean, I can say this without killing, I mean, I care about you, we're friends. And to hear you in that state like that is tough. Where had you been the night before? I fucking hungover, were you? No, this is the thing, I wasn't really going out very much. I put Angela to bed, and it would be like, I could finally sort of let out this gasp of trying to hold all these things in, and again, thinking I was doing a good job, and I wasn't, but it felt like I was doing, acting out the opposite of how I was feeling. So I put him to bed, and once I knew he was asleep, I'd take this gasp, and then when it got late enough, I'd stay up late to call my best friends back in England. Yeah. So I'd be up all night, and I wasn't always drinking because, on my days of Angelo, I take him to school and stuff like that. I drive him and stuff like that. But it was just, I was up till about 4 or 5 drinking that night, or that morning rather. And when I was going to bed, the night after when I recorded, when I sent that voicemail to someone, called my best friend, I just had this out of body experience of an anxiety attack. And no one answered their phone, Yeah. Which isn't their job to answer the phone in the morning, but it's funny, isn't it? My therapist told me to document things that I wondered why you did it. Yeah, well, the conversations around, I mean, they're older now, you've got kids, and they love to talk at bedtime. Like, they want to chat about their whole existence right before bed. Because they don't want to go to bed, but also because they've got nothing to distract them and stuff. And so I'd get paranoid that I might speak to him like he's an adult or something like that, about things. So then that would also bring on my anxiety attacks. So my therapist was like, just start voice recording them. If you do get paranoid about what you might have said, you can listen back and reassure yourself. And I never did overstep the line with things that I was telling Angelo, no matter what his questions were. I was really inspired by Tyler, the Creators album, because he had all these voice notes and, stuff like that. And Skepta did it as well with Ignorance is Bliss. It felt very like they were in the room, when I'd hear those on their records. So that was definitely one of the reasons I put it on it. It leads beautifully into
Cry Your Heart Out, which is like, you know, one of those moments where the outpouring is healthy, and I collect cries, by the way. They're events to me. They're like great dinners or concerts or whatever. I can remember a couple of them.
I cry every single day. That's something around. I could be happy or sad, but I can't remember all of mine.
What helps you? What helps you get there? Do you think
to cry?
Yeah.
It's anything. Oh my god! I mean, I really
It's
well
two
done
niggas.
about Angelo. It could be an absolute pure act of kindness.
Right.
It's two niggas.
To me, or
It's two niggas out there.
sometimes, or I'll just see it on the street out of the car. It could be I was bawling my eyes out on the flight back. I watched Euphoria, cry my eyes out. Watch the CBS special with me, cry my eyes out. But it wasn't even sadness. I was just like, oh, thank fucking god! Like, you know, I'm like getting it all out of the way and so like anything. So, my favourite is when you laugh so hard it turns into tears. But sad tears.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it triggers something in you. And I cry all the time.
Yeah. I love that song. And I love what it represents, the idea of cleaning your face. Because, you know, I can be an ugly crier.
Oh, yes, same. So the older I'm getting, I've got this vein that comes out. You know, it drives me insane.
You know, and my family always like, you know, go let out. It comes up when it comes up and it hits you when you least expect it. But I like to collect them. I welcome it. At first, I think you like collect little tears. Like, into a little box. I'm a psycho. But also, what I like about it is if you want to listen to the lyrics, it's clear that it's about depression. Yeah. But if you don't want to, it's just like it's a vibe. Little vibe. It's you and your rhythm. Yes, exactly. Yeah. But sometimes it got so ridiculous how unwilling I was to leave the house, or like, you know, I'd cancel my friends coming at 1 or at 4 to just come and check on me, and they come at 4 a.m. because I've been sleeping all day because I've been depressed, and I'm on the floor like the world has ended, like the world, not my world, like the actual world had ended. And after a while, they'd come and just laugh at me, just being like, fucking hell, give it a break. Like, it's not the actual world, it's just your world. Like, you know, it got, you know, one time, one of my best friends here, maybe 4 or 5 hours, I was like, just, it was the end for me. And she went, well, my husband died. She's like, you left your husband. She was like, so I'm going to need you to wrap this up now. I want you to go and have a shower, and you're going out to it. You're going to go to the gym in the morning. You know, you're going to go and get your stuff done. And it was a real moment for me. I left my husband voluntarily, and here I was, paralysed. And her husband died, and she never dropped the ball. That's real friendship. Real friendship, yeah. That's real friendship. You talk about if you want to, you can listen to the lyrics and recognize the theme of that song, or you can dance. And that's kind of that suite of songs, because it goes into OMG. Yeah. And Can I Get It? Yeah. Which is like, oh, she's out. Yeah. She's having a good time. But they're not. They're vulnerable songs that are rejecting dependency to me. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Going into Oh My God, that was like the first time where I was like able to like brush my teeth, like actually like get ready to like exist in the real world and be like a valuable member of society. And I remember I went out, it was my friend's birthday, and I actually had a really nice time. Like, you know, but then there were, because I'm in LA bearing, I've never been this well known and been single. So like I was with someone most of 19, and then I was in the studio. I wasn't with anyone, but I was in the studio writing about, who that album was about. And then straight after 21, I got with Simon. Yeah. So I hadn't been, so I didn't, where am I at these streets? I just never experienced like dating as a grown-up, really. Yeah. But also everyone knowing who I am. Yeah, well, first of all, dating. So I didn't know date anyone. Oh, fucking you date. And by the way, who's it? Didn't we? No, but it was people could have known it. So they were like, you can't. No, but I would try and be like, how do you think so and so? And they'd be like, oh, on an app. And I'm like, oh, fuck that. But what it was, I wasn't interested in men at all. But what it was that it'd be like, I was at my friend's birthday party, and people that I had just met in LA since I moved there. I was always married. I was always taken.
John, I went to John, go shopping. They don't ship. They give me that $5. Donate. Okay. You want to stick face in your
God was sort of that, and just being like, please don't let me.
Okay.
Voluntarily put myself in a fucking situation that I'm going to regret. And also, I'm grateful that I didn't date for most of 25 and 25 because I feel like I've really gotten away with it. I've not had any horrible people come and tell stories about it or anything like that.
If you want to go and meet someone new at this point in your life, irrespective of how many people watching this know who you are, just being a single mom, coming out of a divorce situation and searching for a new beginning, you got to put rules in place.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are the rules? Like, how does it work nowadays when you go dating generally?
I don't know. I mean, definitely not stranger danger.
Yeah.
Can't be going out with strangers.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not. No. But there were definitely people that I hadn't seen since I was a lot younger that when I saw as an adult, I was like, oh, okay. All right. Yeah, come on then. Stay for dinner.
You know, you go to a place where through these songs we get to like I drink wine where I feel change is occurring. Well, you're actually starting to recognize change is occurring.
Can I get it just quickly? Can I get dating when you were dating, I'll tell you that. But with watching my friends, it was all casual sex.
Yeah.
And everyone has slept with each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not, that's not, I've left my marriage to go forward, not to fucking go backwards, like, you know, so.
Yeah.
Ain't fast as shit.
It's just more strength.
Yeah, and that was what that was about, just being like, I'm telling you, I will love you forever, I'll do everything in my power to like make this work.
Running fast and shit,
I get hurt, and not you when one of us does, and stuff like that. Okay, great, we just want to have sex. Like, you know, so that's what that whole can I get it thing is and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I love the bridge in that, like, when will you run with me, like, I know you want to, like, you know, it's just put the pieces of me back together. I really like that bridge. In the verse, but I love that one. But yeah, it does get, then it goes into I drink wine. Yeah.
Damn, man, it just came from the side.
Out of control.
Oh, it's amazing.
Out of control. Yeah. I mean, there's 6 or 7 of them playing simultaneously at the same time.
It's incredible, yeah. And me being as well, it's just trying to be really like, I'm really the energy. Like I feel like I really set my beat. I feel like I really set my BC game up on this album.
Like you really did. I mean, even like not to jump ahead, but even when we talk about Love Is a Game.
Oh no, wild. Yeah, but that's also Flo's input. Like you know, on that he was like, just keep throwing more at the wall, and I'm like, what? 200 at the end, there's like something like 270 tracks of me singing.
I mean, the way that you go high and babyish, and even on like all night parking, where it's just like,
yeah, I know.
So
very quick. But yes, no, it was a lot of fun, that one. It was like very 70s songwritery vibes, like everything was live and organic on it. It was really, really fun. And that was, I think, sort of me being like, oh, okay, cool, I'm a hot mess. Okay, great. Sometimes just knowing you're a hot mess.
That's okay.
No, once you do realise it gets easier.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like acknowledging that you haven't figured anything out.
Exactly.
It's totally
fine. Yeah, I the window. I was like, okay.
But then you're on the road to growth, and at that point you have to decide what's coming with.
Yeah.
And what's staying behind.
Yeah.
So what stayed behind?
One thing that did happen, you know, which was sort of going, it's not really a song about it, but on this record, I got really angry after I left my marriage. It was really interesting because I've never had arguments with any of my boyfriends, let alone my marriage was very calm. Like, you know, you see us together. Like, we never got into a screaming match. And if we disagreed, we'd figure it out. Like, you know, like very quickly, like there and then. I got this rage, like a lot afterwards. And I think it was frustration of me ignoring myself for such a long time and me feeling like I was falling back into my old habits and stuff like that. But it was scary to me, like, you know, that was very, very, because I mean, I can fight, like, you know, if I need to fight, I'll fight, but I don't start arguments, I don't scream and, like, lose my voice and stuff like that. Once I realised what it was, you know, of why that would happen, everything really started changing.
Once you started to unlock that, what did you recognise inside that you wanted to take with you, that you wanted to nurture and actually?
I left everything behind. I left everything behind, yeah. Every, like, actual trait.
Huge.
I left behind, yeah. My personality, I'll pick with me, but my traits and my habits and my patterns and all those things that were handed down to me from other people in my family.
Yeah.
I was just like, all right, I need to try and put that one anymore.
So, thank you, therapy. I love therapy.
Yes.
That's where you untangle all the knots until you have a clean piece of string and you get to figure out where you put your own points.
Yes, and also my therapist I got when I was here was more about my brain. than like any trauma I've ever had. Yes. Like, okay, I've been like,
yeah. No, what happens is it goes in here, but it should go to there.
Yes, exactly. Or the reason you interpreted that as this, because when you were 5, but then the issue was with that was after like a good sort of 2.5 years of that, I'd find myself in a situation where I just would regret how I handled the situation straight away, and that was growth. Because before I'd be like, I'm always right. What's all about? Like, But like, where I'd be like, wish I'd done it in another way. I'd be like, well, it's fine, because he's going to tell me it's fine. The reason I did it was because I stopped holding myself accountable. So I actually haven't had therapy since like December, and I've made the most positive progress in my life.
I just started again.
Yeah. Oh no, I will need it again. I will need it again in about 3 months after all this. But I'm noticing, I check myself regularly, and I resolve every situation I need to.
Yeah. Did it help you when you were able to move past that situation through therapy or whatever you needed to in order to make peace and to move beyond?
Yes. I didn't realise I was making any progress though for a very long time. And most of the time it felt like I was never going to come out the other side, which was scary. And I definitely lost hope a number of times, that I'd ever find my joy again. I remember I didn't belly laugh for about a year, and my laugh is such a big part of who I am. And nothing made me happy. For a moment, anything to do with Angela, I could be like, feel like pure love and joy from it for a split second, and nothing lasts, and they're so not like me, So I definitely really lost hope a few times.